Hello everyone, my name is Praveen Rajan, and in today's video I'm about to talk to you about this beautiful machine. You might be wondering what this is. It might look like a lawnmower, but it's a completely different kettle of fish. It's called a brush mower or a bush mower. What it is it's essentially a very large brush cutter that's on four wheels, and it can cover a very large area relatively quickly. It can operate on side slope. It can operate on difficult terrain thanks to its four-wheel drive system. I'll take you through all the features of this machine. So let me start with the engine. Right, so this is the power plant of the machine. It's a Kawasaki FS691V. It's a twin cylinder 726cc engine. It puts out roughly 24 horsepower. So what you see here is the reservoir for the hydrostatic transmission oil. Now what the hydrostatic transmission is, it's basically a system which allows the engine to run at a constant RPM, which drives the blades as well at a constant RPM, but it lets the wheels rotate at different speeds. So the engine is able to provide its maximum output no matter what traveling speed the vehicle is operating in. That you notice, there's shock absorbers for the front axle, as you can see here. This is one of the very few vehicles in the world of this type that's got a suspended front axle. It makes driving over extended hours quite comfortable for the driver. Since we touched upon the hydrostatic transmission, I would like to point out that this machine is four-wheel drive, and you can also see from the tires the lug pattern, as they call. They're very grippy in nature, and the four-wheel drive works through oil pressure that sends the hydrostatic system sends oil pressure to the front axle, and the drive comes to the wheels through individual wheel motors. It's quite an intelligent system that also lets you turn in very short radius by stopping the wheel rotation in the inside wheels. Now moving on from the four-wheel drive system, here is something that's an addition to the four-wheel drive system. It's a differential lock. So if you're on a slippery surface, you just engage this lever and it locks both the rear wheels together. So there is no differential action, and if it gets stuck in the mud or somewhere, then it comes out of it. Quite a handy feature. Now here we are, this is where we raise or lower the blades. This is where we raise or lower the blades, and this is where we set the depth of cut. So this is 35 millimeter is the lowest, and going up to about 125 millimeters. So if you have very fine shrubs to be cut, then you can have it in 35, and if you have very thick shrubs to be cut, you can do that, do a pass in 125, and then you can probably come down to whatever you feel is necessary. So this is the fuel tank. It can house about 14 liters of petrol, and this is the fuel gauge. Look at the steering of this machine. It's got a little knob here that lets you control the machine with a single hand, while your other hand is busy operating the other controls, which I'll show you in a minute. While one hand is on the steering wheel, the other hand can be used to operate this lever. This is the forward or going back control of the vehicle. So you can do that either with your hand, or you can do it through your foot. So you can do it this way as well. So the machine can go forward and backward the same speeds. You don't have to stop and do a gear change. That's one of the advantages of a hydrostatic drive. So it really improves your working efficiency. And let's have a look at the dash controls. We have an hour meter here. That's very helpful in seeing when your machine needs servicing. And here is something called an inclinometer, so which shows you how far the machine can be tilted sideways in operation. So 25 degrees is about maximum for this machine, because at about 30 degrees it flips over. So 25 is where the red is marked. So here we have headlight controls, we have the choke for the engine, this is your key start, and this is the throttle lever. So this is slow, and you go down, this is economy when the green light happens, and then this is for max power. So these are the brakes, and we have a parking brake feature which can work like that, so the vehicle doesn't move when it's parked on a slope or somewhere. So the cutting width of this machine is about 950 mm, which is slightly less than a meter, and the blade is a two-piece blade, which means it's got a swing back system on it. So if it hits anything hard, the blade swings back, so it doesn't hurt the system, hurt anything else in the machine. What you see here is a handy little feature. It's a spout for a water hose to go in, and what it's used for is cleaning the blades after you're done with the job. So you start the machine, put it in the highest RPM, engage the blades, and then you turn on the water supply, and then the blades get cleared, so that you don't have any, minimize the rust issues, let's say. Right, so if you're asking where can we use this machine, you can use it if you have a very large farmland that needs bushes to be cleared, or if there is a forest area that needs to be cleared of weeds such as lantana or any thorny bushes, then we can use this machine. We can use this machine in golf courses where not in the greens but in the fairway areas. This is a perfect machine because the contours of the golf course is such that a regular lawnmower cannot do the job, but this machine can do the job just fine. And it can be used in areas where you don't have to, or where you don't want to disturb the soil, because the machine works about 35 millimeters above the soil level. So you won't touch the top layer of the soil at all. So let me take you through the starting procedure of this machine. Now, before I take you through the starting procedure, I have to tell you about three sensors that this machine has. One is for the brake foot pedal, the other one is for the blade brake, and the third one is the seat sensor. So only when all these three are engaged will the machine start, otherwise it won't start. See, for now I'm not pressing the brake pedal and I'm trying to start the machine. It won't start, but when I push in the brake pedal, it starts. And also, let me show you how this machine safety feature works, that if I get off from the seat, the machine will stop. So now the engine is switched on, the machine stops. Starting procedure of the engine, now that you know about the sensors, the starting procedure is the blade has to be up and in the locked position. You should be sitting on the seat, the brake pedal should be pressed, key on. If it's very cold, you may have to pull the choke. If it's not, then you'll be okay not using the choke. So we're in ignition and we turn for the engine to start. Now in this video I will list down where we've used this machine and what sort of weeds were cleared with this machine. So it gives you a good reference point of where you can use it too.